there doesn't look to be that many issues with your code today. There are a couple that may be causing it to have problems, and we can kind of fix those pretty quickly. It looks like you have two typefaces. You have something called Open Sans over here, and you have something called Ubuntu. If you go back over here, in your link at the top, you're only linking to the Open Sans one. So you want to go back into, let's see if I can do it. Google Fonts. Right? Go back into Google Fonts. Pick Open Sans. See if I can find it. Yep, so add it to the collection, right? And then pick Ubuntu. Add that to the collection. And you can see I have two font families now down here. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Now, right, you can choose it, you can review it, you can use it. I'm going to use it. Now I have both Ubuntu and the other one. And now when you look at this link that they give me, it has both of the names in it. It has Ubuntu and Open Sans. So I'm going to copy that link over here and change this link, because this link only does Open Sans, but this one now has both of the font families. And now if I preview it in Firefox, there you go. There's the typeface that you were looking for. So that's one of the problems. So so that should fix that. If you go back to Google Web Fonts and make sure you have both Ubuntu and Open Sans selected, and then change your link out. The other thing is you don't want any of these styles in your page. If you're having trouble with things, then you want to put the styles, any of these styles that you really wanted, over in your CSS. So you want to get rid of those. I want all of your styles to be in your CSS. Just then you don't have any problems with things that conflict. Okay, so that's another one. So that's number 2. So the first was a link. Number 2 was getting rid of those styles, and I got rid of all of them. You could see I just have everything. I got rid of them. Another issue that you're having is that these divs, these small boxes, you're missing a caret on them. So if you look here, right, div ID equals small boxes, and then you have the parentheses, and you need a caret. The other problem is you're also closing it up immediately, but what you really mean to do, right, so once I put those carets in, I'm going to put a caret in all my small boxes. Okay, which are 4 of them, right? So you don't want to close them up immediately. You want to close them using your closing tag, which you already have down here. Right? You have a closing div tag down here. So you don't need to close them up right here. So this, I think, was a mistake, and maybe one of the reasons you're having a little bit of trouble. So let's get rid of those divs. So now you've opened your small boxes. Here's my div opening tag. And here's my div closing tag. Now, one small little bit of issue is that your div tag should go after your closing UL tag. Now, the reason for that is you want to make sure everything is nested. So I open my div tag, I open my UL tag, I close my UL tag, and then I close my div tag. You want to make sure you don't have any crossover. So you can move all your closing div tags to right after your UL tags. You won't see that much of a difference, but it's better code. Okay. Now, there is one more slight thing that is a conceptual issue. And the conceptual issue is that you can't have multiple IDs on a page. You have ID equals small boxes, ID equals small boxes, but you can't have more than one that's named exactly the same thing. So you can name them differently, or you can change it to a class, and this is actually kind of cool. If I change this to a class equals small boxes, I can apply it to multiple boxes on my page, and this is what we're going to do next week. So you're kind of a little bit ahead of things, which is good. Right? So if all of them are the class of small boxes, I can apply it to lots of things on my page. So each of those is a class, and then I have to go over here to my CSS and change it to a dot instead of a pound because it is now a class. Now, I've made all these divs classes, and it should preview in Firefox exactly the same way, the way that you wanted it to. Now with the border, I'm not sure what you were having trouble with the border. You haven't learned to center them yet. Don't worry, there's going to be positioning next week's class. This looks pretty great to me for right now. You just need to kind of, get the rest of this information on the page, but otherwise, you're looking great. So centering is not going to happen until next week. And in terms of borders, I'm not quite sure what's happening that's going wrong with them. You could use some padding, some margins, things like that. But otherwise, I think it looks pretty good. It looks like you really did get the class for links, and you're doing a great job with these lists. They look fantastic. So otherwise, those are a couple little minor details, but it looked great to me. I thought you are doing far better than it seemed like through your email. So I applaud you.